Have you ever felt like someone was watching you? Not just occasionally, but always. What if I told you that your neighbor, the person you pass by every day, knows everything about you? Your schedule, your habits, even your deepest fears. This is the story of how Lisa, a 26-year-old woman, learned that the man next door was not just a neighbor. He was a predator. And she never even saw it coming. Until it was too late. Lisa had just moved into her new apartment, a quiet, unassuming place in the suburbs. It was perfect. Safe. Peaceful. Or so she thought. Mr. Grayson was her next-door neighbor. At first, he seemed normal, maybe a little awkward, but harmless. He always greeted her by name. Even though she was sure that she had never introduced herself to him, maybe she should have paid attention to the little things. Like how he always seemed to be outside when she got home. Or how he would ask her about things she had never told him. Late shift again, Lisa. I bet your schedules be exhausting. Grayson comments with a soft chuckle. Confused, Lisa poses and responds, yeah. How did you? Mr. Grayson just smiles and continues to stare at her. Tension rises when Lisa can no longer ignore the strange things happening. At first, she just brushed it off. Maybe she just overheard things. But then, small things started to go missing. A coffee mug. A hairbrush. Then, her favorite hoodie. She thought she was just being forgetful. Until she found her missing hoodie, stuffed under her neighbor's welcome mat. Lisa stares in horror at the hoodie, the realization hitting her. Cut to a shot of Mr. Grayson watching from his window. That's when she started locking her doors. Triple-checking her windows. But locks mean nothing. When the person watching you already has a way in, things take a horrifying turn when, cut to Lisa sleeping, the camera zooms in on her closet door, which is slightly open. Then, Lisa starts noticing more disturbing signs. I started waking up to the feeling of being watched. The apartment would smell different. Like someone had been inside while she was asleep. She would find her phone charger, unplugged. Her fridge, just slightly open. But the worst part? The scratches. Lisa runs her fingers over faint, deep scratches on her bedroom doorframe. Tiny scratches, right near her bedroom door handle, like someone had tried to pick the lock. Like someone had been inside. Lisa's breathing quickens. At this time, she is sure that someone is trailing her moves. She installs a security camera, only to wake up the next day and find it unplugged. She knew then that she wasn't alone at night. Someone had been inside. And she was terrified to find out who. Lisa sets up traps. She leaves a thread across her door, marking objects. And she finds them disturbed. She calls the police, but there's no evidence. The police quickly dismiss her story as paranoia. Furious for being ignored, she installs a hidden camera. That night, anxious and terrified, she sleeps. The camera records Lisa sleeping. Then, suddenly, the door handle turns. Followed by frightening shadow slips inside. The next morning, the hidden camera's recordings change everything. Lisa watches the footage, her hands trembling. The video shows Mr. Grayson standing over her bed, watching. For hours, her breath hitches. She lacks words. Lisa flees the apartment. Then, when she reaches her friend's house, she calls 911. The police respond immediately and start an investigation. What the police find in Lisa's apartment is really disturbing. A hidden crawlspace leading from his apartment to her room. Inside, a mattress, food wrappers, and a collection of Lisa's stolen things. At this point, it is evident that he had been living there. Watching. Waiting. The police turn their attention to Mr. Grayson. Initially, he seems surprised by the turn of events. But then, he develops this candid and unapologetic look as the police put him into cuffs. Lisa, undeterred by his look, asks confidently, "You mean you have been watching me all this time?" we are only getting started. Grayson responds in a sarcastic tone, Lisa's world crumbles. They say that, sometimes, your worst nightmares live right next door. Lisa just wished she had realized it sooner. This is a terrifying experience anyone can undergo in the hands of a neighbor. It's scary to think how easily someone can invade our lives without us knowing. What would you have done in Lisa's situation? Have you ever had an experience where someone watched you a little too closely? Feel free to share your creepiest stories and experiences in the comments section. If you have a special, horrifying story you would want people to know, reach out to us and we'll get it out there. Join our community of fans who love sharing their deepest, eerie experiences. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more scary and terrifying stories.